Hello paper pals and crafty friends, it's Lisa from Paper Pathways, and today I wanted to show you how I made these flowers. Can you guess what I made them from? Cotton rounds. I saw Anne Kenlin on YouTube. I may be pronouncing her last name wrong. She showed a video a couple of weeks back. I think I watched it and I wanted to try. So I made up a batch of them. These still have to be embellished. What you'll need is some type of container, instant coffee. You will need some buttons. You'll need some glue. You will also need some warm water. Other options are like some thread fibers. She did sew them. I sewed this first one on, but it was a little time consuming. Maybe if I was sitting down watching TV, I could just sit and do them. This one I just hot glued on, so I do have my hot glue gun going. And I use the fibers to kind of put on here and behind the button, but I'm not too sure if I like that. I am going to see if food coloring will work. She used the coffee and then some distressed oxide, but I'm going to try food coloring. And there's no measurements. I'm just eyeballing it. So we need some coffee. And I'm going to pour my water in here. Just enough to get the coffee to dissolve. So I'm just going to stir it with a popsicle stick, tongue depressor. And then we also need some glue. I'm going to use up the rest of this glue in this little bottle that I have, if I can get some out. The glue is going to help everything stick to the cotton round. Stir all this up. You will need to let this sit, the coffee round that you've dyed, overnight. I did mine overnight at least. So then you just take your cotton rounds. I'm just going to put 2 in here. Use that kind of stir it up. It's going to get messy. Take it out. You're going to squeeze and fold. And then I'm just going to open it back up. And I'm just kind of pressing it to make it kind of squishy, to make it look like a flower. And we're just going to put that aside. Find my other one. Again, squeezing the excess out. The stronger the coffee, the darker it will be. Probably could try it with tea. I have not tried that, but I could try that. These are the ones that were already done, and they do, when they're dry, they're almost like a crunchy potato chip texture, as how she described it. And then you just kind of press them and get them into the shape of like a flower. So I have quite a bit of coffee, so just gonna stick some more of these in. Folding it. I'm just putting them off to the side to dry. And I would say the reason for squeezing out the excess, because if it's too saturated, it's going to take a lot longer to dry. I'll leave these overnight and come back and look at them tomorrow. And then I'll add my buttons on. One more. And then we'll try the food coloring and see how that works. And then once they're done, I'll come back and I will add pictures in the comments of how they turned out for the colors. Just gonna wipe my hands down. This was another one that I did with a black button. And if you wanted little dark spots on it, you could come back in and add some marks to it. Or you could distress. You could take your distress ink and use that to darken the edges up. I think that the edges are pretty dark already, so if you were to use ink, you definitely would need to use a dark one, like maybe a black. Like this one, I would have to use a black for that. Let's see, excuse my reach, if we use ground espresso and see how that looks. And we're just gonna just gives it a little bit more dimension. So I'm just gonna put this aside somewhere that I won't spill it. And then I'm gonna take another container and let's see, what color do I wanna try? Let's try a pink. And again, I have not used food coloring, so I do not know how it will work. And I have not used this one yet. Let me find something to poke it so I can get this up. That's not gonna work. Where is the tool that I'm looking for when I need it? Here we go. It's giving me such a hard time. I'm sorry, guys. Probably should have put my gloves on. Not really sure how much to use. And then let me grab my other glue. It's just white glue from the dollar store. Again, I'm just eyeballing it. This is trial and error. You're learning right along with me. Let's see if this will work. And I'm just stirring up, trying to get the food color in. I've got some clumps in there, so I'm just trying to, that might be, whoops, the glue. You might want to use wear old crafting clothes to do this if you're a messy crafter like me. Okay, some of it I can't get to melt, but that's okay. Let's just try and see what happens. Well, I can tell you it doesn't look pink anymore. It looks red. Now it looks pink. Look at that. That's going to be pretty. Wow. It's going to be very pretty. Pretty messy. And then just kind of shape it into like what a flower would look like. And once it's dry, you will be able to shape it more. You're going to use your hands and you're just going to knead it into shape. These are so bright. Oh my gosh, I love that color. My hands though. Let me see what happens if I put just a little bit of coffee in there. What happens? What's it do to the color? Well, it didn't change it too much. Wow. Okay. Just wiping my hands off the side here. Find some place for that one. What are we at? Just about 14 minutes. So, like I said, I will come back and show you what the dried versions of the ones that we just did today look like. I will either do another video of me embellishing them, or I'll just post a picture in the comments. But here's some of the ones that are dried. So when they're dried, they are rough on the edges and all around. So I just kind of knead it with my hands to soften it up. Almost like when you're making your own papers. I'm just going to grab a wipe and try and wash some of this off my hands. Yeah, definitely wear gloves when you do this. My husband's going to come home and ask me what happened to my hands. Mean. Wow. Definitely, definitely wear gloves. If you've learned anything today from me, when you're working with food coloring, wear gloves. So to embellish these, like I said, you can sew them on. That's what I did with this one. But you can also just hot glue them, which to me, I just think hot gluing it is easier. So I just gonna dig into my buttons and try and see if there's a button that I like. Oh, that one's pretty. Has like a bow. And all the buttons I have in this little container are brown. Oh, here's a blue one. So you could do a blue one. I have multiple containers of buttons. So I'm just digging, trying to find an, oh, here's a yellow one. So all I'm going to do is take my hot glue gun. Stick it in the center. And then here we have another flower. And then I just saw this off to the side. You could use anything really to embellish them with. Oh, that's pretty. I think I like that better than the buttons. Now I want to grab some other embellishments. So I'm just gonna come over and try and find my flowers. I have other things that I can use. Let's just grab some of these. I'm just reaching into some containers I have off to the side so I can grab some other things that I just saw. So let's grab another one. And I need scissors so we could use some of these pretty things. And then you just work your way through and embellish it any way you'd like. I'm excited to see how the pink ones will turn out. And then I have some of these cute little flowers. Maybe a blue one. How pretty is that? So pretty. Now, if you have them and they're really like dimensional, obviously if you put them in the pages of your journals, they will flatten down, which I don't mind so much. I like having fluffy journals. And then I have some wood buttons as well. How pretty will that one be once that dries? That's pretty. Oh, I have some sunflowers, so you could actually put a little sunflower on it. How cute. What else do I have? I'm just looking through my container of flower items. Trying to see what else we could add to this. Oh, I have some of these flowers, different colors. So you could put one of these in the center. These do have the little nibs on the back, so I usually just cut them right off. I love it, so cute. And I also have these little embellishments. Ones with little rhinestones. You could actually layer up some. How cute is that? All my glue strings. And then if you really wanted to be crazy or be different, you could add one of these on the center. I have all kinds of little flower centerpiece things that I can use. Oh, do you want to do that? And then in the center, you could add something like that. Or you could add, let's see, I have some of these little glittery centerpieces. Oh, let's do that. Whoops. How cute is that? So that, my friends, is what I have for you today. Cute little adorable coffee round flowers. The possibilities are endless on how you can decorate the centers. They're so pretty. And again, you could use them inside your journals. This one's nice and flat, so you could put that on a page. I'm just reaching behind me, grabbing a journal. Let's just grab my August journal because it's right behind me. So if I wanted to decorate the front a little bit more, I could glue that up there or maybe put it down here, which I think I will do. then I just added a little cover, a little flower to the cover. And if you wanted to put it on the inside, we'd have to find a page that you want to decorate. Something to embellish it. Now remember, it will not lay flat. Well, so I could put that on this page. Could kind of put it right there or put it on the corner. But then when you close your book, it would smash it down. But I'm okay with that. So I could add that to that page. So that's it today, friends. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. If you try this out, I would love it if you tagged me in it so I can see your versions of these flowers. And once the pink ones are dry, I will post pictures after I embellish them so you can see what they look like. Have a great day, everybody. Oh, I almost forgot. I forgot to read our little positivity quote with my inky pinky hands. Just grab one. Your enthusiasm is infectious. I love crafting. I'm very enthusiastic about crafting. It helps relieve stress. Hope you all have a great day. Go out there and show your enthusiasm for something. Bye for now.